Hey guys, so this is your stimulus and unemployment update for May 25th, 2020. I'll be sharing a lot of new and exciting updates, so I think you guys will get a lot of value out of this video. So by now, whether you are self-employed or a traditional W-2 worker, you should be receiving your unemployment through your state with an extra $600 per week paid by the federal government. Now, the state benefit is determined by your income, and it's generally around 40 to 45% of your normal take-home pay. It depends on your state though. Some states have minimums, some states have maximums. So if you want the exact details, make sure to check your own state's unemployment website. And like I mentioned before, this extra $600 per week payment, this is going to go on until the end of July. Literally, if you're eligible for $1 of state unemployment payments, then you are also eligible for this extra $600 per week, which is done automatically. You don't need to apply. Your state will just pay you that extra $600 through their current payments for now until July 31st. This $600 a week, you guys should have started receiving in early April, the beginning of April. And unemployment as a whole for self-employed people are retroactive all the way to late January or early February. So make sure you are taking advantage of all these payments that you're eligible for. If you're self-employed and you haven't yet signed up for unemployment, you guys should really be doing that as soon as possible. Some states have recently just got their system up. So for example, Nevada just got their system up last week, and now you can apply for this pandemic unemployment assistance through their updated systems. But yeah, it seems like almost every single state right now, you are able to apply for this new unemployment program for self-employed people. And if you're not yet able to apply, it should be coming very, very soon. The reason for this delay is the requirement of new infrastructure. It was just a really bad setup, and just states could not handle all these new applications on their existing systems. So they couldn't take all these self-employed people without these W-2s where it was easy to see their income level. And therefore they had to develop a whole new system to get these millions and millions of applications through. And that is why there's this big delay. So right now, if you have not signed up for unemployment, make sure to go to your state's unemployment page. Just search up your state plus unemployment, and they should have a checklist of things you need, and it should be very easy to apply now. They will make you self-certify that you are affected by COVID, and it's either reducing your hours, affecting your work, or making it impossible for you to actually work right now. For my self-employed watchers, if your income, if your business has been affected in any single way due to COVID-19, for example, you're making less money now, you're able to work less, it's harder to actually meet with clients or whatever it is, you will be eligible for at least some state benefits. And the good thing about this is, even if you're only eligible for, let's say, $100 per week, you do get that extra $600 per week from the Fed, no matter what. So you will be getting a substantial amount from the government for your unemployment. At least here in California, all they need right now for self-employed people is for you to list your income. You don't need to submit any of your tax documents. They'll start you at their $167 per week benefit level. And then if you want to actually raise that, you can actually submit your payment information or your tax documents, and then they'll raise that depending on how much money you made in 2019. For other states, make sure to check your website. It's going to be a little bit different for every single state, but the fact is that it's very possible for you guys to actually get your self-employed unemployment and get that extra $600 per week. So yes, I really hope you guys are getting this free money right now. In the news, there have been lots of new proposals for stimulus plans, and the one that has the greatest chance of actually passing currently is the HEROES Act. The HEROES Act was headed by Nancy Pelosi of the House, and it recently just passed the House. And now it's up to the Senate to see if they want to do any changes, if they want to just outright reject the bill. But we won't hear anything until at least the beginning of June, because that is when the Senate is set to reconvene. The HEROES Act will have a lot of things that will directly benefit you, as well as affect your unemployment benefits. So the biggest thing that most people care about on this bill is the direct payment of $1,200 per person. And unlike the last stimulus check where $1,200 only went to adults, right now this $1,200 based on this current bill would be paid out to dependents and children as well, for a maximum of $6,000 per household. It also says that if you weren't eligible for the last stimulus check, if you were like a dependent or a child or a college student and you didn't receive your check, you will actually get that check as well as this new round of stimulus checks. Now, of course, this is a proposal. It's only passed the House, needs to pass the Senate and the President for it to actually go into effect, but it is definitely a possibility that we might see this on the next stimulus plan. Now, how does this proposal affect unemployment? Well, they're saying that they want to extend this extra $600 per week payment all the way to January 2021. And this would be for both W-2 traditional workers as well as self-employed and independent contractors. So yeah, for anyone that's on unemployment right now, this is huge. Like, I mean, really take advantage of this. You can get up to 10 months of the $600 per week extra payment. And that adds up to $24,000 in payments. In addition, you'd get your state benefit on top of that. So whatever that state benefit is, and up to this $24,000 in benefits, you know, it's quite a lot of money, and you can get paid a lot of money even if you are employed. So right now it seems like the Democrats really want for this to pass. They really want to keep up these unemployment payments, and they really want to keep up these additional $600 per week payments as well. Right now on paper, it seems like about 15% of Americans are unemployed, which is a record high. But experts say that up to 25% of people are unemployed in real life. If you look at the 15% estimate, that's about 40 million Americans that are currently unemployed. But man, if we actually are at 25% in real life, that's a lot more. Republicans are a little bit more against this, all these unemployment payments and extensions. They argue that this will actually slow economic recovery because people just won't have an incentive to work. The truth of the matter is a lot of people are making more money right now on unemployment, not working, than they did before. So it just doesn't make any sense for them to get rehired, have to go to work, and make less money. The Republicans also want to just see how the current programs are working. So they want to kind of delay on actually funding any more money to people and programs and see how these programs work. And then once we figure out how these programs are working, then we can actually put additional money into the economy. So yes, the Senate is already against this extension of the $600 per week payment until January 2021. It will be interesting to see how they negotiate on this and if they might meet somewhere in the middle. Note that this bill has already passed the House, like I said before, but the House is mostly Democrats. It still needs to pass the Senate, which is a majority Republican, and the Senate has already labeled this HEROES Act, this bill, as just a Democratic wish list of things that will never happen. But in my honest opinion, I do think that some of these things at least will stick. They'll probably come up with something in the middle. They'll negotiate and see what things they want to keep and what things they don't want to keep. But right now it does seem like the Republicans are also down to have this direct stimulus payment. So this extra $1,200 one-time payment for people. The Republicans are also favorable to spending more money on infrastructure, which is a big part of the HEROES Act as well. So right now it is unlikely that we will ever see a monthly stimulus check. Right now it seems like the House and the Senate don't want to allocate that much money as direct payments for Americans and would rather allocate it to more programs. But I do think that there is a good chance that we will see this $1,200 stimulus check in the next month or two. If they are still trying to allocate like $3 trillion or something crazy like that, it seems like a lot of the money will be directed to other programs and specific groups of people. For example, the HEROES Act allocates $200 billion for hazard pay for essential workers. This already passed the House, so we know that the House is in favor of this hazard pay for essential workers, but we really have no idea if it will pass the Senate. If you want to see a fact sheet of what the HEROES Act is actually trying to allocate money for, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. It outlines where all the money will go to and how it will affect Americans. And guys, just another really important thing, this money for unemployment is going to be taxed. So if you're self-employed right now, then you're probably used to paying your taxes quarterly or once a year. You know that the money is not taken out of the money you're receiving. But if you are a W-2 worker, just know that you will have to pay taxes on this money, and it does count as taxable income. So be sure to set aside some money so you don't get really surprised with your tax bill in April of 2021. So that's it for today, you guys. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Those are the new updates for the stimulus plans, the proposals, as well as unemployment for May 25th, 2020. As always, thank you so much for staying up to date with all this news on my channel. I really appreciate it. Share this with a friend if you think they would benefit as well. And also like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. I will be making more videos about the whole stimulus plan and unemployment, but I also make a lot of videos about personal finance, investing, and entrepreneurship. So if you are interested in money in general, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.